What if everything you thought you knew about life, the universe, and even your own existence was wrong? What if Earth isn't just a planet floating in the middle of nowhere, but something far stranger, something built, curated, and carefully controlled? What if we're living in an alien zoo? Think about it for a second. Every move you make, every decision, every triumph, every tragedy, you believe it's all yours. But what if it isn't? What if someone, somewhere is watching right now? Not through cameras or satellites, but from above, from the stars, from a vantage point we can't even imagine. And what if the reason we've never seen them isn't because they aren't there, but because they don't want to be seen? Picture yourself standing in front of a tiger's cage at a zoo. The tiger has no idea you're paying for tickets, snapping pictures, buying snacks. It just lives, unaware that its entire world has been designed for it. Now ask yourself, what if we're the tiger? We look up at the night sky and wonder, where is everyone? Why haven't aliens contacted us? But maybe they already have. Maybe they've been here the whole time, silently shaping the boundaries of our little enclosure. And if that's true, then there's one terrifying question we have to ask ourselves. Are we free, or are we just part of the exhibit? The idea isn't new. In fact, in 1973, a scientist named John Ball proposed something radical. He called it the zoo hypothesis. It goes like this. What if aliens already know we're here? They've seen us. They've studied us. But they've made a choice, not to interfere. Think of a real zoo. The zookeepers don't chat with the lions. They don't explain the concept of Wi-Fi to the chimpanzees. They observe. They maintain the habitat. They keep the animals alive. And they make sure they stay inside. Now replace those zookeepers with something far more advanced. Civilizations millions of years older than ours. To them, our greatest achievements, landing on the moon, splitting the atom, might look like ants discovering how to stack sticks. And here's the unnerving part. The zoo hypothesis isn't just a science fiction fantasy. It's actually a possible answer to one of the biggest cosmic mysteries of all time, the Fermi Paradox. The paradox is simple. If the universe is so unimaginably big, filled with billions of planets like ours, where is everybody? One answer. They're right there. They've been right there all along, but we're not ready to meet them. Or worse, they don't want us to. Are UFO sightings just the zookeepers checking the fences? Are strange signals in deep space the sound of them whispering just out of earshot? And if we are in their zoo, here's the question no one wants to think about. What happens when the animals start asking too many questions? If the alien zoo idea sounds crazy, you might be surprised how much evidence seems to line up with it. First, there's the Fermi Paradox, the biggest cosmic riddle we have. The math says there should be countless civilizations out there, billions of stars, billions of planets. And yet we've heard nothing but silence. It's like standing in the middle of a packed stadium and hearing no one breathe. Why? The zoo hypothesis gives one unsettling answer. They are out there, but they've agreed to stay silent, a kind of cosmic quarantine. That's the second piece, this idea of a quarantine. Some scientists suggest that maybe aliens have created a sort of invisible, do not disturb sign around Earth. We think we're searching the skies, but what if we're inside a bubble they control? One that hides us from the rest of the galaxy until we're ready. Then there's the strange sightings. UFOs, UAPs, whatever you call them. For decades, there have been glimpses, blips on radar, lights in the sky, objects that seem to break the laws of physics. Are these just misidentifications? Hoaxes? Maybe. Or maybe they're what scientists call peak events. Moments when the zoo staff checks in on the animals, just for a second, before slipping back into the shadows. And here's another oddity, the missing replies. We've been sending signals into space for decades. Radio messages, broadcasts, even golden records on spacecraft. But there's never been an answer. What if it's not that they haven't heard us? What if they have, and they've decided to keep watching quietly? If the zoo hypothesis is true, it's not just a fun sci-fi idea. It changes everything. Because if we're being watched, then what are we being watched for? Think about the way we watch animals in a zoo. We study how they behave. We laugh when they do something funny, and we feel sad when they fight. But here's the dark side. Sometimes we intervene, and sometimes we don't. What if that's what's happening here? What if our greatest wars, our disasters, our moments of peace are all just part of an ongoing experiment? What if entire chapters of human history are nothing more than data points in someone else's study? Or worse, what if it isn't for science at all? What if we're entertainment? Every breakthrough, every tragedy, every political meltdown, just an episode in a series that some distant species binge watches across the stars? It sounds absurd, but then you start noticing things. The strange surges of UFO sightings around major historical events. The myths of gods descending from the skies in ancient cultures. The way we always seem to be on the edge of disaster, but rarely somehow tip all the way over. If there are zookeepers, how much of that is their hand at work? And here's the question that chills the most. If we're in a zoo, does that mean we're safer because someone's watching over us? Or does it mean we're trapped and don't even know it? But here's the part no one talks about. What if we figure it out? What if one day humanity collectively wakes up and says, wait, we're in a cage? What happens then? Do the zookeepers reveal themselves, step out of the shadows and finally say, yes, we're here. Welcome to the wider galaxy. Or do they slam the door shut? Some scientists have speculated that the moment we develop technology powerful enough to really leave Earth, warp drives, interstellar colonies, that could be the trigger. The point where the zookeepers have to make a choice: let us out or shut us down. Because if you were running a zoo and the animals started breaking the locks on their enclosures, what would you do? Would they guide us gently into something bigger, or would they erase the problem before it gets out of hand? And here's the scariest possibility of all. What if they've already done it? What if other civilizations out there did try to escape the zoo, and we don't see them anymore because they weren't just silenced, they were removed? So the question isn't just, are we in a zoo? It's, if we are, do we really want to find the door? So if the zoo hypothesis is true, if Earth really is just one massive enclosure under the watchful eyes of something beyond us, there's one question that might matter more than all the others. Why? Why would they build the zoo in the first place? Are we a science project, a way for them to watch a young civilization grow without interference? Are we a living museum, proof that intelligent life can sprout in the dark corners of the galaxy? Or are we something else entirely? A curiosity, a spectacle, a source of endless fascination, like the ant farm in a child's bedroom, or the goldfish bowl on someone's desk. And if that's the case, then what happens when they get bored? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. We've spent centuries looking up at the stars asking, are we alone? But maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. Maybe the real question is, if someone is watching, what do they really want from us? So what do you think? Are we truly free beings, masters of our own destiny? Or are we just animals in some unimaginable enclosure, carefully watched by eyes we'll never see? Is our history, our culture, and even our struggles part of some grand experiment? Or are we simply the latest curiosity in a vast cosmic zoo? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your wildest theories and ideas in the comments below. Whether you believe this is an alien science project, a clever cover-up, or just a fascinating thought experiment, and if this video made you question everything you thought you knew about the universe, wait until you see what we uncovered about the simulation theory. Because if we're not living in a zoo, what if our entire reality is a program, a construct, something designed and controlled in ways we can't even imagine? That's a story that will blow your mind and change the way you see everything. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because you do not want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the biggest mysteries are hiding in plain sight.